All right. Let those notifications go on out. I'm going to go ahead and get the comment section over here set up. And I want to share with y'all something. Because I was like, oh man, that makes a lot of sense as to how easy it is, to trick people. Yeah. Oh gosh, on this world stage, it's amazing. It's amazing. But God revealed it to me that He said, because the matrix, the narcissistic matrix, it's very seductive. Think about it. The demonic realm, right? Yeah. So while those notifications are going out, go ahead and do our usual check. All right, there we go. We've got that. And I got to share something with y'all. Okay, I got to share this with y'all because we don't want to get duped over and over again, right? And so how easy it is to, well, okay. I was watching a clip from years ago, and I noticed cardboard cutouts as silhouettes. Okay? Some sort of talk show from back when. And so I've got some tools here that I'm going to share with you all so that you can understand just how much the world is a stage. But let's get these formalities out of the way, shall we? I am Michelle Dickey, your host for CHA's Let's Just Chat show, streaming on the YouTube channel Narcissism and Cognitive Dissonance, where trauma healing and spiritual growth are front and center while combating radio frequency poisoning for healthier living. Trauma healing and spiritual growth occur with God's wisdom, basic scientific facts, tried and true techniques, and more here at CHAAcademyBTBW.com. The link to the academy is below, and some of y'all may need to copy and paste the link to view what CHAAcademyBTBW.com offers to help you level up your trauma healing and spiritual growth. Weekly content goes up there as well, and we have more in the making and on the way for you all. That's right, in our growing community of spiritual warriors for Christ. So let me share with y'all something. It is very, very seductive inside the narcissistic matrix. And I see the number discrepancies, okay? I see you. But every now and again, tech quirks, they happen. Yes, if anybody's wondering, God told me to stop putting things in my hair. He says, stop using hairspray, stop using mousse. He said, I got you. Because he reminded me that, right, before I had to chop it off, I wasn't using any of that stuff anyway. That's true. I was not. Very rare. If I did use the occasional mousse, and it was occasional. Okay, so God said, yeah, I need you to get back to that. He said, get that stuff off. Because when I wore the hairspray yesterday, yeah, it was not pleasant. So anyhow, I was watching a talk show, so to speak, and I noticed that the camera, moved back just enough to where I could see just like dark, they were black silhouette, right, of cardboard cutouts that was supposed to serve as an audience, like a on-air live audience. And so I was like, okay. And so every time, I did not find this person to be very funny at all. Okay? I did not. But there were a lot of, I couldn't find the exact laughter button that they were using, but when as he would talk, And then he would say something that was supposed to be funny, and then there'll be laughter. And then he would say something else, and then there would be, right? Well, then he would say something else, and you might hear, then he'd say something else, and you might hear, one more time. Okay? And then, let's say, yeah, it's crazy. I'm telling y'all, the world is a stage. Okay? This little gadget here is called instant audience. And so let's say the host would say something. Yeah, the host would say something about something else out there, whatever. And so let's say it was not a good thing and blah, 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 right? And then you've got this. So there's that, okay? And let's never forget this one. Okay. All right, so really, yeah, be not deceived, y'all. All right, be not deceived. And I came across another content creator who, pretty cool what he got set up and how he got his own sound effect. But he got a whole soundboard. He don't hide it. He don't hide it. But he's clever with it. And I was like, yeah, I see that. Okay. Yeah. So we have to really be mindful, okay, that some of these talk shows don't really have a live audience, that it's just a soundboard. There's a sound engineer that's making the noises. How is it that I caught on to that with that particular one? Is that, thank you, Lorraine, thank you. And it was just because it was too much. You see, the enemy does not know when enough is enough. And so he was, every time this host would say something, there would be some sort of sound effect trying to make it appear as though there was this large audience in the studio. And that's how I was able to catch on to that. And then I remembered the button. And so I went on to Amazon and I said, oh, I got to bust this wide open. Because it's part of the narcissistic matrix. I appreciate that. And it's funny when you start to realize these things. Like, oh, okay. And we realized that the news media, all of that. I mean, what? All of these gadgets that are available, they're very seductive inside the demonic realm. And so when you think about this, glitz and glam, right? Glitz and glam out there to keep the toddlers in awe, right? Toddlers in adult body, to keep them in awe. It distracts them, right? It also keeps them entertained. And it's very seductive. We cannot deny that. So, yeah, they get easily, well, listen, God had to wake us up. Okay? God had to wake us up too. So we don't want to forget that part. But I had to share with you all those sound effects because that's huge in the entertainment industry. So for podcasting, right, radio shows, things like that. And so we have to be mindful. This is why it's important to understand how the enemy is all about appearances, because those things are used to make, right, like that talk show that I was watching where I discovered, oh, I see what they're doing. trying to make it appear as though this dude had this large audience or a live audience when it was just cardboard cutouts and then a soundboard. After everything that he would say, there would be some sort of noise. Never forget, that's also frequency. Yeah, that's also frequency. And so, like I said, I don't know how long this message is going to be. But you know, we're Holy Spirit led. And I thought it was pretty intriguing when I came across that. I was like, oh man, yeah, okay. So they're on the television set, and listen, we fell for it once before. It's just now we're becoming more aware of it. All the deception out there on the world stage. We learned that, you know, this is why there is a huge demand for authenticity. Shows like this, where we just get up here and we're just sharing stuff with y'all, keeping it real. And so we don't keep falling for the same old. And I know that technology has advanced. I know there's this narrative. I came across it on TikTok. There's a narrative going around about some, I don't know, like our civilization is sitting on top of a different era civilization that was far more advanced than we are. Honestly, you know what? If it's not in the Bible, I'm gonna question it. Oh, absolutely. That's what we do, chosen one. If it's not in God's word, we're gonna question it, because that narrative seems very much like make believe on the world stage, at least in my opinion. Because I was like, all right, but when you think about when Jesus was here, right, I know, listen, we know he is us now walking through us, so we become the physical, the second resurrection. Talk about when he was crucified on the cross, okay, when he was there. And you think about those times, like, okay, then where's that so-called more advanced civilization that we're supposed to be like on top of? That it doesn't add up. So, nonetheless, I mean, people can believe what they want to believe. That's fine. But obviously, there's a lot of people that are falling for that. It's interesting. I will not deny that. It's very seductive. And not very thought-provoking, but seductive. Remember, things that are seductive are not going to be thought-provoking. Think about that. Because what do we know about the spiritual battle for the mind? Exactly. That it's our thoughts that are spiritual power. And so, if we're being seduced and distracted, we're not going to have anything to ponder. Right? We're not going to have anything. Right? It's just will be that. So it's very seductive. When you think about it, how come we have to purge that subconscious of worldly garbage? Do you think we have to do that? Other than to make more room for God's wisdom, but so that the renewing of the mind can take place as it needs to. And also, so we learn that our thought control our autonomic nervous system. Oh, I got more coming for y'all on that. Man, I personally, I'm not easily like blown away. Well, that right there, what God is revealing to me about the autonomic nervous system and how our thoughts control it subconsciously. I'm still I'm blown away. I am blown away. I was like, oh, wow. Hold up a second. It's going to take me a while to sort through that. And believe me, that notebook I've got over there, every single time God reveals something new to me, I put it on that paper because I'm like, wow, the connection to the manipulation of the autonomic nervous system and the manipulation in the game of narcissism. Woo! Oh my goodness. The dots are like, it's just, yeah, listen, it really does. It takes a little while though, because I'm not processing it myself. And as we are, those of us who are on the detox journey, I want to go ahead and tell y'all something. You're going to hear this again. All right. But yes, I also experienced a little bit of the burning in the beginning. Okay. And the bottoms of the feet. Remember something. The two areas of the body that get rid of excessive heat naturally: top of the head, the bottoms of the feet. So if you're experiencing that, and yes, it goes away once you get up and you get to moving around. Sure. Absolutely. So a tip that I have that may help you out if you're able to do so, because I do know that exactly, if I'm standing in one place, right, we're not really circulating, are we? Okay, so let me show y'all what I've got here. And if you find something similar, I do advise trying them on. But see, these are sandals. I don't know if you can see the, they call it little massage thing. Because when I went to go get a pair of sneakers, God led me over to the aisle where these were. And I had almost dismissed these at first. But he led me back over to them. And he said, I want you to try it on. And I'm like, okay. Because the other sandals that I would wear don't have that much cushioning, and they don't have anything to massage as I move around. So there's my tip for you, okay? That may help if you've got the ability to locate something. Those are Skechers, so there you go. But that little, well, I mean, a pretty thick cushioning right there. I mean, it is a good, I don't know if it's an inch thick, but it's kind of like the material, kind of like a yoga mat material. So it's comfortable. And the massaging of those little beads, okay, just kind of helps to keep circulation and pressure off of pressure points while I'm standing here and walking around the apartment. So I wanted to give that to you all for those who are on that detoxing because, yes, spongy. There you go. And it doesn't have to be, yes, you're welcome. Absolutely. To massage the bottoms of the feet for a season or so. All right, while we're doing this. Because you don't want to get tricked. And right, we don't want to get tricked. It is circulation. And the reason that the burn is there is because of the excessive heat that's on the inside of the body. So it's trying to get out at the same time. So that's why it was like, whoa. Okay, I get it. That's why. So if you woke up and, after detoxing a little bit and one morning or one afternoon or one evening, whatever, you start to feel it's pretty intense at first, but you know what's going on is that you're starting to feel the circulation there now. And so if we'll have that at the same time, it's like, okay, well, we're trying to get rid of this heat at the same time, the bottom of the feet. So, a couple of things going on. And that's normal. And it does ease, right? As you're moving around and stuff, it goes away. But you become aware of it. See, that's the thing. The whole detox process, you're just going to become more aware of your biological body and what it's trying to do. Yeah, a bit of a surprise. I get it. Yes, a bit of a surprise. Don't hesitate. Again, don't hesitate to reach out if you experience something like that and you're like, okay, what's going on? Because Right, because you know it's not bad. It's just, what is that? It's surprising. But that's just because it's waking up. Your circulation is improving. And it needs to do that so that nutrients and oxygen and things like that get to where they need to get to inside the body. Okay? So there you go. Thank you for sharing that, Chris, that you experienced that, because I need to bring this to the awareness also for anyone else who's on the journey with us and they may be experiencing that or something similar. And that really can be for just about any extremity, hands, fingers, same thing, right? So, yeah, don't be alarmed. It's just a natural part of the process as the body is getting rid of the excessive salt, heat, toxin, okay? So, there you go. And I know the seductive narcissistic matrix, the more that we realize how easy it is to trick a lot of people into becoming a human lab rat, it's wow. It's just, that I'm not going to say mind blowing for that. It's just, I remember the meme down the rabbit hole when the fear mongering message went out about gas shortage. And I watched the people in that small town I used to live in. And I was watching because I knew it was about to happen. I was like, There wasn't one until they all went to the pumps, filling up Walmart bags, plastic bags, filling up their cans. Oh, now that gas station's out of gas. And I remember laughing, going, you just played yourself. And so there was a meme in the rabbit hole all about that, where there's a person standing there and you talk about some shortage or what have you. And so they went and they stocked up. And then there was this dude that just kind of like looking at them. And the little, I don't know what you call that, little cloud, right? Said, congratulations, you just played yourself. I was like, yes. Yeah. Monkey see, monkey do in the seductive narcissistic matrix. Oh, I kid you not. Yes. Any kind of fear mongering over some sort of shortage. Because my first thought, let me tell y'all something. Because I remember there was supposedly a shortage of something. See, in God's reality, we know there's abundance. Because, so the local store doesn't carry, let's say, tapioca starch for whatever reason. They don't carry it. And a lot of local stores don't. And here, where I'm at. So I'm like, okay, well, I need the tapioca starch for a recipe. Guess where I find it? Amazon. Okay. Plain stock. But if there's another item that being fear-mongered out there as a shortage, often it usually is. It's a gas or, I don't know, you name it. And we realize that there is no shortage in God's reality. But because people live in fear, well, that's how seductive it is. Think about it. There's a connection there. We'll get to that. And they get tricked. Right? And so they just go, okay, thank you, Holy Spirit. I remember the cashier at one of the gas stations. I went in to get something else because I didn't need any gas at the time. I went in to get something else. And I had gotten to know or become acquainted with, there you go, a couple of cashiers there. And we were watching this unfold out there. And it was right after. That's right. It was right not right after, but close enough after the government issued everybody some money. Fear mongering. That's how the enemy steals stuff right back. But the cashier got on. I was like, "Yep," she sees it, and she's like, "Wow." She said, "Now you just gave all of that stimulus back." Causing the gas station to run out of gas to make the enemy's lives look believable. So there you go. Yeah, good to know. Yeah, human lab rats. Yep, a lot of what we say and write and view online are being recorded and studied. Of course. We're not. Oh yeah, we know. And it's for marketing. It's for marketing. Yep. And there are some online companies that do. They make a lot of money out of those so-called shortages. So those are controlled. Those fear-mongering messages are very, very controlled. And I've noticed how it goes in waves. And I've also noticed how that's the game being played on the world stage, because, right, throw out that fear-mongering message that there's some sort of non-existent issue with a particular food item, and all of a sudden, what the store, well, because they're required to by law and regulation. They got to take that food item off the shelf. Rightfully so, based on fear. So it's like, okay. And so that right there, when that happened, that is just how the devil, one, trying to punish people by taking something away that he knows they buy frequently. And then also to get people to buy something else in its place. And y'all know what happens all about that lettuce, right? Oh, well, we're not selling enough green leaf, so let's spread the fear-mongering about the romaine. We need to sell some green leaf lettuce. That's how the game is played. Yeah, I know. Y'all be like, I hadn't thought of that. There you go. Called surveillance marketing. Yeah. Yep, that makes sense. That they would be making money out of online search habits and such. Yes. Absolutely, of course. Of course. Because one thing we learn about this is why I tell y'all, the system of narcissism does not care what we do as long as it puts money in their pocket. This is a classic right here. Because as long as they can slap an ad on something. I know when I upload a Truth Seeker podcast to RSS.com, I know they slapping ads on them things across those platforms. I know. That's what they want. They just want the content. I'm telling y'all, the only time that they will try to get in there and play with you is if you are involved in the P matrix. Think about that for a moment. As long as what we're doing is putting money in their pocket and we are not involved in the P matrix, think about it. So, of course, Yep. What I get out of Quora, pocket change. If I want to say on average, well, I have to tell you, it's about me being active or inactive also. But on average, Quora, it's every time it reaches $10, that's when I get a payout. And so, like I said, it's pocket change. And it's fine, it's another stream, but it's, well, I guess you could say it's not the most lucrative at that point. But we do have something in the making for y'all who are following our CD space, the cognitive dissonance, battling cognitive dissonance. For those of you who are following that, sit tight, okay? We got Chris, thank you, because you don't realize it, but you gave me the idea. I was trying to figure out what to do about the subscription side of that. But hang tight, okay? Because we got it. Okay, God brought it to my remembrance because I have a binder where I have been collecting articles about CD. Okay, so thank you for your patience. We've got a lot going on. Okay, we have a lot going on, and we continue to bring you all stuff that's going to help you with the detox. It's going to, because there's the thing, God's chosen one are always wanting to learn. And so the benefit for our journey with our degrees and beyond is that I can now share this wisdom with you all using that discernment. I can read through the article and provide the simplicity to you all behind it. In other words, we simplify the complex, right? Because I'm going to tell you, there are a lot of articles in academia that will induce confusion. So what I learned to do was skim through and take out the main point, to put them together to make it make sense in its simplicity. So basically, I can do the same for you all as well. That's what it's all about. God is a simple God, and that the world loves things. So we are working on that as we continue to bring you all content on our Patreon channel as well, and here and across all social. So, yeah. Yes. The battling cognitive dissonance space is on Quora, yes. So you will find, if you go to the My Social page of the website, in the navigation drop-down menu, I've got the link to each space, and then, of course, my profile on that page. So you'll see the devil and narcissism, and then you'll also see battling cognitive, you'll see the CD space. You'll see those links. That'd be the quickest way. Absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, because I don't want to, right, I'm not going to, because remember, we're all about simplifying that complex. So the articles that we are sharing with you all, I'm also putting up in CHA Academy Community Forum as well. We now have a space. And so for those who are interested in reading an article that I did not know was going to get published during the season where I was breaking away from the P matrix. Okay, I was breaking away from it. But I started to notice the side of technocracy, narcissism, and cognitive dissonance on steroids. You can find the link to that under the BTBW magazine, my book / publication page on the website. If you scroll through, hopefully you read some of the reviews for our book, Real Event Narcissistic Abuse. But if you've already done that and you scroll on down, you'll see a little section where there's a couple of articles that were published. One of them is that, and then the other one talks about the covert inducer, about marijuana in the 21st century. Okay. That was done as a kind of prerequisite to the dissertation that I am working on currently. So, yeah, just some things that we've got out there and for you all to check out as well. Now, the covert inducer article, that, well, I mean, it's easy to understand, but you're going to come across a different kind of style of writing, obviously, because that is academic writing in that way, just like I've done in the battling cognitive space, the pin post at the top, because we have to list our references and things like that, as we should do. Give credit where credit is due, obviously. And so we learned that it's very seductive inside the narcissistic matrix. It is the demonic realm. And so what is evil? Seduction. What does the Jezebel love to do? Seduces people. And that can happen in a number of ways, right? Absolutely. To lure them in with briberies, special treatment. Oh, if you do this, we'll give you this. Right? Playing on the devil being tempting. Remember, the devil is a tempter. Absolutely. A minimum amount of words for a dissertation. Not necessarily, but what my chair explained to me was typically, because we have 5 chapters, the first 3 are the proposal. And that's what I'm at. And so to get the study approved. And then once I get participants and things like that and get some data, then I can put chapter 4 together and so on. But he said typically, at least the proposal itself, he said it's usually going to be 20 pages or more, at least. So there's not really like a minimum word count. It's just a matter of you want to make sure you have enough information. What are you going to do, to get it approved and all that. So that's where we're at as I continue to detox, get my mind right. Remember, it's going to take a mindset shift for me to get focused on that too. I mean, we're working it, okay? And so I thank you all for your patience on that. It was supposed to be 2022 when I got that thing, but Jezebels and then God awakened and then, oh my goodness, just a lot of things that happened. So, right, and citing references, well, yeah. If we're interested in it, absolutely we'll read further. Very good. Wow, I didn't know how long that one was going to be. Hey, listen, if I got these sound gadgets, I may as well have fun with them, right? Come on now. Because like I shared with you in the beginning, that just makes it sound like I've got this large audience in front of me. Again, I will keep it real with y'all. Yep. That's right. And so as we learn more about the game of narcissism on the world stage, yeah, having a little bit of fun with it. Because we learned that a lot of the stuff that we watched growing up, talk shows and things like that, if we didn't see actual people in the audience, right? That's right. And so if we make a good point, like a cha-ching or what have you, then you hear that. Yeah, see, I didn't know which applause I was going to like better, if I was going to like that one. And then you also can have, because I know Chris came in a little bit later after I shared some of the. So with these kinds of gadgets, and then also soundboards, I mean, and then green screen, blue screen, editing videos. For those who see the pre-recorded videos, those tags, that's what I use, green screen, blue screen, as part of Project Bluebeam. So, yeah, we realized that, how easy it is to deceive on the world stage. But see, Chosen One, we're not using the tools for the deception. No. Because we know better. And Chosen One seek the truth, right? We worship God in spirit and in truth. So even though I use some editing techniques to insert name tag, social media handle, even though I do that, I'm not being deceptive with it. Letting y'all know where you can find more content, who I am, with the name tag. Because I also have to treat these things as if I'm reaching a new viewer every single day. Because in all reality, we probably are. In fact, I'm pretty sure we are. So, that being said, it takes time. And so, yes, the gadgets that we have are great fun. So, I'm not sure I don't know about this one. This is a different laughter one. I don't know. I haven't gone through all the different ones yet. That sounds more like a spooky type laugh. But then, of course, we still have the... So, we're just kind of testing some things out. But for the most part, I like the applause. Pretty cool. So, all in preparation for stuff, I mean, it's how God works. Yeah. So we learned that the matrix out there, it seduces a lot of people. Think about the brain fog, right? Think about that cloud of cognitive dissonance that had to get lifted when God awakened us to all of that. And so we think about that, and we refer to it as somewhat of a hypnosis as well. Think about it. Well, there's techniques that are used to hypnotize people that are also seductive. Yeah, so there's a number of ways that matrix seduces people. And then largely it's through special treatment because of a position, title, or status. And then also special treatment if they follow the crowd and be a good little narcissist. Right? Be a good little narcissist and follow the crowd. That's just one of many ways. Yes, the PhD is, yes, forensic psychology, absolutely. Yeah. So, because our background is forensics through our educational journey. So even though the bachelor's is criminal justice, I still had a concentration in forensics. And then the master's in forensic toxicology. And so now this journey with the forensic psychology. So like I said, I know it was supposed to have been complete long before now. But as y'all know, a lot of things have happened over the last couple of years in our lives. Not just with launching the website, but going through the awakening. And then that crazy making season with the Jezebel case study and a Jezebel passing away. It's just all at the same time. It was like, I know y'all would not know that by the videos that kept getting dropped around 5 p.m. every day that were scheduled out ahead of time. Y'all would not know that. You wouldn't see that because it wasn't necessary to really get into any of that at that time. Now, I do detail out what God revealed to me during that season on the Patreon channel. I share personal testimony. I share case study results. Yeah, I did. I caught on, y'all. There was another Jezebel that came across that content. And, right. And so when I had the Patreon free trial available, I did, but I had to take it down because it was a Jezebel that basically abused that option. Guess what videos she went right to? Exactly. The few videos where I'm giving the detail of the Jezebel case study. Exactly. And her Jezebel behaviors were pretty obvious. I was like, why do you think that Jezebel went straight to those videos only? Same reason that the Jezebel case study was trying to one-up the ex-psycho roommate. So you see how that didn't pan out. They ended up getting themselves blocked from the Patreon channel. Yep, very telling indeed. And then I get here, and what happened? The enemy tried to send a Jezebel neighbor across my path. Caught on to that too. So it's like all these Jezebels out here wanting to try and one-up each other. We've taken one of God's chosen ones out. Listen, we've got a fellow warrior who will tell you this too, that chosen one, the spiritually strong, the Jezebel the devil has no power over God's chosen one. That's the point. So we could spot them a lot quicker. And it was kind of funny. I was like, I spotted that one online. But the thing is, because she had a profile picture up. And so I could tell by the smile on that. And then the blatant attempt to try and copy. I know that we all go through some similar stuff with this narcissism and the abuse and traumatization, right? But none of us are going to go through exactly the same thing. Keep that in mind. Now, we are going to experience, similar things, sure, because of all the projections and stuff. But not all of us are going to go through the exact same thing. Because our circumstances are going to be different. So we have to keep that in mind too. But that Jezebel was trying to copy. Claiming that they also went through something that, yeah, exactly, being pulled down the stairs. I'm like, yeah, okay, you did. Okay, maybe you did, maybe you didn't. I don't know, but I just know that that was a Jezebel. And so, right, they got themselves blocked. So, for any of you who have seen, or if you haven't, better yet, I did a stand corrected video about Patreon's free membership side because I did not realize that the only content the free members get access to is the content that's made public. Okay, so I understand that better now. And so for any of you who may have gone over to the Patreon channel and signed up as a free member, if you found yourself blocked, you've been unblocked. Except for a couple of Jezebels that I spotted. They're still blocked. So yeah, they tell on themselves all the time. So we start to see through these Jezebels a lot quicker, and we don't allow them into our lives. See, that's the thing. Chosen one's got the power and authority. Right? Remember, God shared that power with us. We can see through them. I want to double check in to see if I've got any other questions from anybody. And just to let everybody know, we appreciate y'all more than you know. I don't say that enough. Listen, I know that God loves you. I love you. That's that, okay? It is chosen one. We do. And we don't have to say that every time we convene, because we just know. Because God is love. How beautiful is that? That's so cool. That God is love. So we know. Because the love that we have for each other, for one another, it shows in how iron sharpens iron, and how we're willing to help one another out, and how we're sharing tips and things to keep you inspired and motivated, sharing more of God's wisdom, and then also how we're connecting these dots to the spiritual battle for the mind with other things. Yeah, real world connections, all right. I'll tell you. Yeah, the closer to God we get, the closer to us He is and will be. So we just keep on keeping on. I'm telling y'all, that's what He wants. He wants us to build that close and personal relationship with Him on the inside. And how else are we going to do that? Working out that salvation with Him, so that you can unpack that bag. I want to say a big kudos to those of you who are starting to unpack that bag. It's exciting when God starts to introduce you to pieces of your purpose, talent, and gift. Yeah. Get excited. And then we're like, okay, all right. Start writing them down. Yeah. Start writing those skill sets down. Remember, your talent and gift are going to be derived from your skill set. The skills that God has had you pick up throughout your life. Remember, God did not have us learn this stuff to just be sitting on it. Oh. Yeah, I know. For many of us, it was just the fact that the narcissists, yeah, they wanted us to put our dreams and goals and stuff on the back burner, and we did. But when God awakens us and we get, yeah, God's like, I've had to bring it back. The last shall be first, the first shall be last. So God says, okay, I need you to get all of this and start unpacking that bag. So you got some talent, and then God's like, well, there's going to be some new skill set that you'll need to learn to go with it. And so that's where I feel like for those who haven't heard this and those who need a reminder, okay, that February 18th, 2024, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, in place of the Let's Just Chat, that is a Sunday, okay, in place of that is CHA online action create traction event. So therefore, you have your talent and gift, got the new skill set. Let's say you've identified the new skill set that you need to learn, even if you haven't started learning it yet, or you are in the process of learning it, or you have learned it. Either way, right? I'm going to give you action steps on how to put that new skill into action. Because what is traction? Pulling power. What are we doing in the spiritual battle for the mind? The spiritual awakening, right? We are pulling down strongholds, breaking trauma bonds, Okay? Why I said action creates traction. So we continue to break those strongholds, unlearning worldly garbage, so we can walk more efficiently and effectively in our purpose, the perfect will of God, what He has called us to do. And so you can get your ticket right on the website. You'll see CHA online event from the navigation drop-down menu. And scroll on down, you'll see the one, Action Creates Traction. That ticket is digital, but the perk is that it comes with an unlisted YouTube video link that we now know you can save to the watch later list. Okay? On your YouTube channel. Okay, or wherever it is you've got that watch later in the bookmarks. Okay, we now know you can. Because even if you can't attend the live, or even if you do, as long as you have that video link, you can go back and watch that as many times as you need to get the steps. And of course, God's wisdom and tips. And then we're going to have some Q&A there towards the end. So I do advise people that when we get started with that, we want to go through the motions, if you will, go through the thing. And so if you've got questions, jot them down. And I'm going to say, when it gets close to maybe 15, 20 minutes, I don't know how long it will be. It just depends on how long it takes for us to get through the information. And then I do want to hold a Q&A for everybody at the end. All right, so that's February 18th, 2024. Yep, 2 p.m. Eastern time. And so when you get the ticket from the website, it's that video link that you want to save. The unlisted YouTube video link. So there you go. All right, that's right. And the value that's there is that you catch it on the replay as often as you need to. There you go. So, any question about that? We'll go ahead and see if you all. That's right. God is always patient and waiting. He never closes the door on our gifts and talents. That's beautiful. Okay, so the bookmark link does work. Okay, cool. Thank you for sharing. You can see the countdown working and the counting down the days. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. But yes, God is always waiting, always patient. That's right. So a large part of Him calling us back home to Him when He awakens us to all of that, the abuse and the traumatization and the reality that, wow, we co-create our reality in God's reality. So the more that sinks in, the more we realize that, okay, yeah, He never closes the door on our talent and gifts because our gifts make room for us. Proverbs 18:16 again. Because that's the way it goes. That's the way it's supposed to be. And so we no longer allow ourselves to get involved with the narcissist. Listen, I know. If you gotta work with them, you learn how to deal with them. Remember the how to deal with toxic coworkers course at CHA Academy. That course, yep, those steps can be applied to dealing with narcissists in any environment. Okay? So there's some benefits to that there too. I mean, there's benefits to everything at the Academy. And so if you don't see anything that perks your interest, I highly encourage y'all to bookmark the link to the Academy and check back every now and again because we got more coming. That's right. Never a dull moment, and we're not sitting here doing this. No. Stay busy. Stay busy. Take care of you too. Like I said in the previous message, all right, video, to remind everybody that you got to give yourself the time and the space that you need. And God will step in and tell you that, okay, you're going to get some much needed rest. Oh, absolutely. God redeems the time. And he restores. So you got to trust and believe. And just keep going forward as we learn more about the matrix and how it's really very predictable, you all. Extremely predictable. Just like the narcissists become very predictable. And so then they tell us who the devil is. Who then become predictable. Go figure. All right, you all. So that wraps this one up for today. All right. I am Michelle Dickey, your host for CHA's Let's Just Chat show, streaming on the YouTube channel Narcissism and Cognitive Dissonance, where trauma healing and spiritual growth are front and center while combating radio frequency poisoning for healthier living. Trauma healing and spiritual growth occur with God's wisdom, basic scientific fact, tried and true techniques, and more here and at CDHRWDRMD.com. The link to the Academy is listed below. Some of you may need to copy and paste the link to view what CDHRWDRMD.com offers to help you level up your trauma healing and spiritual growth. Sending love and light to all fellow warriors. Thank you for watching, listening, and for your support. Until next time, let's show some gratitude to the Heavenly Father, and you keep being you. In Jesus' name, amen.